Peace, family. Total Flat 2.0. Here and back in. Why you should not leave the consciousness of the Creator or the Universal Prime Creator. First, I want to say that I guess wish everyone happy holidays for Thanksgiving, and I want to start this video off with that because the origin of Thanksgiving is one of the examples of the idea of leaving the consciousness of the Creator. And I know I shared it, on one of my social media websites and so forth. And as you may know, some of you may not be already awakened to that. And I want to let you know that when we talk about leaving the consciousness of the Creator, we have to realize that when we move into our godhood and embark on our journey in divinity, we'll soon realize that everything that was original to in our environment was divine in the first place. And so the origin of Thanksgiving is that was all based on a misunderstanding. And basically the natives, it was our ancestors of Atlantis, they knew the divinity of life itself. They were connected to nature. They didn't consume meat. And what started the quarrel, as you may know, is that the Pilgrims did not like the fact that this was the way they were living. And so they wasn't being, say, passive or realizing the design. And so they didn't have a connection to the Universal Prime Creator at all. You see? And when we talk about the bigger picture, I know in my last couple videos when I talked about the who our enemy really is, and that they left the consciousness of the Creator. And the reason why you should not ever leave the consciousness of the Universal Prime Creator is because we cannot ever question the design, because we sooner or later will know automatically that it was something that was meant for us to grow, for us to grow. And basically the issue that's been happening on this planet for a long time, even throughout the universe, is that those who are over this planet, that are currently taking over this planet, they or have been taking over this planet for the past, I guess, I don't know how long, 800 years or so forth, or whatnot, or ever since a certain war ended that we don't know about, which was the Sun Moon War. Ever since they took over this planet, they rose to power. And so, but before they were the way they were, they left the consciousness of the Creator, thinking that everything that they were trying to create something outside of universal design. And they've been trying to harness souls to keep the same souls from connecting to the truth of the Universal Prime Creator, and creating a false God to make you think that that was divinity, but it wasn't. And so that's one of the reasons why the horror of the truth about the Thanksgiving story happened, because you had a group of people that did not live based on universal divine order. And universal divine order is all about realizing that there are certain steps, certain spaces in time where certain things must occur, and that freedom must happen. Also, that there has to be an assistance, a necessary assistance to the design of how everything is created originally. For example, the pyramids, crystals, magnets. These three aspects were tools to assist terrestrials, and we could instantly create buildings if we wanted. If we, buildings that would be in complement to to terrestrials. But we don't have that. We have buildings that are built off of electricity, which puts terrestrials in a low vibration. If it wasn't for the pyramids, we'll be in a very low dimension. I couldn't even fathom or imagine what would even happen, but we wouldn't be I wouldn't be in front of you talking to you right now if it wasn't for the pyramids. They have a divine purpose. And so the thing about how our brotherhood and sisterhood non-souls became non-souls, yes, is that they had negative thoughts. They had thoughts of becoming something different. They had thoughts of doing things opposite of the design. And they found themselves in a different body without a soul, but they may have a tiny bit of their soul in there. And so that's been and with that, they've been influencing us to live like they are. And we were meant to take care of animals. In the Bible, it is false that we actually are in dominion over other life forms, but we're no better than animals. Animals are our teachers. Animals are our ancestors. You see, we should not be going out hunting life. Animals have souls. And so, as I realized, the reason why we having this awakening on this planet is because universal divine order is being implemented. Is that we have to relearn how to become divine once again, and realize that we are no better than each other or any life form. You see, things like that happened on the up in Plymouth Rock, that could have easily been avoided only if there was a sense of being passive and learning and getting a great understanding, because the symbol of Thanksgiving wasn't really fabricated was symbolized by the look of a turkey. It was symbolized by the cornucopia, which was where you had the cornucopia and you had many fruits and vegetables, and so forth. And all this time we've been living a lie, and we didn't realize it. And so I really was kind of uncomfortable saying Happy Thanksgiving, because I realized what the truth was. And I mean, I've been you could say a vegan or vegetarian uh, for the past year and a half, and I didn't really have any. I didn't have any, say, spiritual connection to Thanksgiving or the holidays whatsoever. Not saying it was bad. The only thing about it is that I see the manipulation of it all, and that basically in the totality, all of us are not living in universal divine order. Why so? It's because we're being held captive under daily rituals to be living the same way every single year. Our ancestors did not live that way. Our ancestors lived by astrology. They lived by the universe. They didn't do anything of that nature. But that doesn't make me better than you. It's just that I am awakened to this, and that I feel as if it's my duty to let you know that. And so, we have to realize that our purpose as human beings is to complement nature, to protect nature, honor nature, and to realize our evolution. The only way for us to be more divine is by us realizing the interconnection we have with everything around us. And there's no coincidence why a lot of people like myself are becoming, vegan or vegetarian, because they realize the design, and that really when it comes down to the science, it all makes sense. And so it's a lot of things being done on the planet that's being allowed by that universal primal code is allowing to happen. There's poison in our water. There's poison in there. You finding that some of the fish in the water are being, what you can say, I guess genetically modified as well in these farms, and even certain plants and so forth. And it has to become a time where we will have to not only just depend on being a vegetarian, but we have to start fasting and so forth. And I know that sounds bad, but it's true. According to Dr. Blair, we're herbalists. We consume nuts and seeds, and that the way things worked back then, in ancient times, where you didn't need to eat so much. You didn't need to eat physical matter a lot. Usually, what happened was that the babies ate majority of the food, while the adults, they didn't eat so much because they were in tune with their body so much that they were aware of the nutrients. So they didn't really was supposed to eat a lot every day. But the reason why we have to eat a lot every day is because we're being combated with so many toxins in the air and so forth. All these fumes. A lot of us being hungry, our body needing more nutrients because a lot of things are being done to us. And so, but people that are vegan and vegetarian, they're moving into, a lot of people like myself are moving into the area of not really desiring to eat a lot and eat physical matter, and just only ingesting somewhat of a little bit of herbs here and there, and nuts and seeds, like Dr. Blair talked about. So, and plus we're making the paradigm shift. This is a paradigm shift where, like many others talk about, that our body has to become lighter for us to make a certain shift in consciousness, and so that our soul can be gravitated to where our entire soul can be expressed. And so, not saying that you got to starve yourself. I'm just saying that This is part of the design, and that's where we headed to. And so they program us to think that we have to eat so much to live, but that's not true. You just need the proper nutrients. That's all. The nutrients that's based on nature. And so that's how we move into being considered a survivor to a thriver. And our ancestors, they thrived. And so, and don't get the message that you have to starve yourself. No, it's not. I'm not saying that. It's just that there's a certain evolution that we have to partake in. That's why I say that's what the pyramid represents. The pyramid represents us evolving in a certain way, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, in every way. The main goal is reaching the level. To me, is reaching the level of the shaman, because the shamans they were highly spiritual, and imagine if we are all shamans in our own right, and that we can actually evolve to that level, but it takes certain experiences for us to get there. But it doesn't mean we have to rush ourselves. But we had the power within. And so, yeah. And the thing about it is that we had to get ourselves out of this mind control of of how we're living, because we just need to realize the design of this universe is a certain design. And when I may attain the consciousness of the Creator, I realized that all the material things in my life did not matter. It did not matter whatsoever. That the only thing that mattered to me was the basic necessities in life. I realized that I don't have to do so much to impress other people. All this, I realized everything in this reality was based on simulated basically. It was all simulated for you to accept what was going on. And that I realized that all what mattered was the love for myself and the love I have for everything around me. And if I did not ever connect to the universal prime creator, I would not have seen the love in everything that I see. But I do see the divine order. I see that the way we are living now and the way we've been living was only a means for us to learn from our mistakes. Like I said before from my other videos, as we are gods in training. You see, we are gods in training. So which means that we had to go all the way to shift all the way back to elementary school and move our way back up right now to, you say, to high school. And now we're about to go back into grad school, which is the fifth dimension. So our time right now is to get us prepared for that time. You got to prepare yourself for that time. And that's the key. You have to connect to yourself more than ever. Connect to the universal prime creator, which is within you. That is why you are God. And so that's basically the design. Realize that there's always time for evolution. Don't let this draconic influence make you think that you have to rush through life. You have to rush through finding a girlfriend or finding a boyfriend or the love of your life. Realize that the love is within you, and that you realize that there is a force in this universe that is built with love all around it. And that's why you should never leave the consciousness of the Creator, because it is of love. It is not based on structure, the way the Dragons have created. They created religion. my connection with the universal prime creator is not religious. It is based on connection. That's all it is. It is based on learning. It is based on the interconnection. That's really all my connection to the universal prime creator is. The universal prime creator is in our thoughts, you see. And realize this, that in order for you to not leave the consciousness of the creator, you're going to have to let go of all these negative thoughts that make you feel down. You have to let it go. And the way you let it go is through meditation. Meditation is the means. Even yoga and doing what you love to do, basically doing everything what you love to do, can take away all that. And thank goodness for music, is that music, when you listen to the right music, the music that uplifts you, that helps you evolve in your mind, helps you take back your mind, eliminate fears, you're actually connected to the universal prime creator, you see. Like I said, the universal prime creator is everywhere. And the universal prime creator always provides for us in certain ways. And there is nothing right or wrong in the universe. It just matters if is it in complement with universal divine order. Does it complement that? Does it complement what the universal prime creator desires for all of us to live by, based on love? That's the key. And so that's why you cannot always put your faith in to something that is draining your energy, that's taking away your attention from yourself and your evolution. And that's really what it's about. Because I guarantee it, as you stay within the cosmos of the creator, you're gonna see the love that I see in this world that may be hard to see, but it's there. And throughout all the bad things that are in this world, you're gonna realize that my attention don't need to be there. And yeah, that's the key. To separate yourself. Realize that there is love in everything, and that we must be passive. We have to be passive. We can't instantly judge what's going on. Realize that whatever is going on is at its own stage of evolution, you see. And that's how we move into forgiving. Because once we realize that everybody is on their own evolution, and which is our brother and sister souls, are on their evolution, same as what's going on the planet, we're gonna realize that it is going on based on universal divine order, and that all I gotta do is focus on my evolution. That is it. And so that's really the key. And yeah. And so I know it's a lot of information that I have to put out, but it is everything I'm talking about is what you had to really think about, that this is where we're headed to. Universal divine order has to be implemented. We're going into a new cycle in consciousness. We're moving into a new area of an awakening that's been here ever since the beginning of 2001, you could say, and that has started, and we have to move with this. And if you're watching this video, that means that you have been chosen, or you have been given the gift to raise your own consciousness, that there's a bright future ahead for you, that we may be seeing each other in the fifth dimension. and be able to do things from up there instead of from down here. So that's the key, and that's what's, I know that's what's gonna happen as long as you stay focused on your spirituality, yourself, your evolution. That's what matters, and start seeing the interconnection between why we should complement nature and the design of the universe. Because if we complement nature and design, we realize that how important the feminine essence is and how special she is to civilization itself. So yes. So I know that was a lot, but I really had to express this because this draconic influence has been doing this for a while now, and it's time for us to move out of it. Literally. No matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. That we have to realize that we've been lied to from the very start. And yeah. And you may ask, why did the Thanksgiving, why did that happen? Why couldn't the celestial family intervene? Well, according to the occult, that our planet was under quarantine. So basically, that means that they couldn't come down to assist us. That they, according to certain things that happened in the past, they endured karma. And they couldn't help us. It was karma by the Confederation of Light, which is the council that you and I will see once we pass on to another life after this one. And so that's the reason why our ancestors on Nibiru are on Nibiru, that they were in karma, same as much of our celestial family, but they were always here. They were always here seeking approval to assist us. And I'll speak about that in future videos, about the metaphysical reason why slavery existed. And so that's a future video that, I will present. And so, yeah. I say to you to stay close to Universal Prime Creator, to nature, to yourself. Do not seek love outside of you. Start seeking it from within. And when I talk about Universal Prime Creator, I'm talking about the universe. It's the same thing. The only thing is that I'm talking about the energy. The energy is feminine. And the video after this one, I'll prove to you why I already proven to you why it is, but I'll prove to you the design and why it's so sacred. So yes. Total Flash 2.0. Here, back again. And remember, when it comes down to staying close to the Creator, the Universal Prime Creator, staying in the consciousness of the Creator, is to remember to always live within the caduceus. Always. Peace.